Yes, sir.
Hello, hello. How are
What's
you?
going on, my man? How you doing?
See you. I'm good. How are you, brother?
Good, brother. Day off today or what?
Yeah, man, just chilling, knocking off some errands, cleaning up the crib. I have to run to the shop, record a little bit of content, but other than that, nothing much.
Still
What
working
about?
on a Sunday, I see.
I know you got to knock the errands out. I started taking Mondays off as well, so gonna knock
Yeah,
off
yeah.
some other too. But yeah, it's been good. It's
Amazing,
been
man.
good.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Usually, especially, I think it's just the season of the business we're in. Like, dude, I can't remember the last time I had off. Like Sunday, Mondays now are usually like admin work, which tend
I
to be
know.
actually the boring stuff. The stuff that's actually not that fun. But I'm sure you know all about that. Running errands is not the funnest thing to do as well. It's the thing we got to do though, right?
Real talk. Real talk. Yeah, man.
Amazing, bro. So, Domenico, I want to just kind of let you know what this is about. So usually we do these client success interviews, bro, because we take our best students and we really just want to ask them a few questions and talk to them about how the program was really. Reason for that, bro, is because there's a lot of value for people wanting to get in the program, and there might be someone that really like aligns a little bit more of with your story. So the intention behind it is that your story could help potentially one individual, and that alone is like worth it for us. So it's good because a lot of people, like I said, might have been stuck in your position that didn't take the leap of faith and want to hear kind of how you got out of the situation you were in. And obviously, I know a little bit of your story, and it's pretty fascinating the accomplishments you've gotten, bro. So what I want to do is I want to start from just kind of introing you, and then from there I'll just ask you a few questions, and then we'll take it from there, bro. How's that sound?
Well,
Good.
yeah, dude, it sounds amazing, bro. That sounds awesome.
Look, at the end of the day, I think maybe you felt this way, but our genuine goal here is to impact as many people as we can. We truly, truly care for the results people get. And reason why is like we don't this is why it's a community, right? Like we don't want to just like take someone's money and after the program, we're done with you. We want something that's going to last a very long time. And the businesses that last the longest, the organizations that last the longest are the ones that truly impact the individual, and our goal is to be like with the same people for years to come. What's up, guys? My name is Alexi Michael, owner of Learn to Cut, one of the largest online programs in the world. And today we have the special Domenico. Before we get into it, guys, I want to intro it. I want to explain to you guys who Domenico was before Learn to Cut and after Learn to Cut. So I wrote a couple things down here. Domenico before Learn to Cut was charging $30 a haircut, doing 10 to 12 haircuts a day, 190 plus clients a month, working 6 days a week with zero breaks in between, making 5,500 a month. He was also exhausted and experiencing creative blocks, left-handed as well, by the way, and found difficulty to learn and improve given the fact that he was left-handed. Needed to build his personal brand and improve video editing, content creation for his Instagram, and develop a stronger understanding with precision-based cutting. Now, after LTC, people raised his prices from $40, raised his prices to $40, and currently averaging 160 clients, so 30 clients less. So we got his time back. Working 5 days a week, having a lunch break in between, so he's able to eat food now, and making $7,000. That's an additional $1,500 a month, and we bought his time back. Reignited with passion for hair and made a significant improvement with his skill set and continuing to exceeding client experience. Instagram views are at an all-time high with 40K views a month and currently working on building a stronger personal brand. Guys, that is crazy. I think the most amazing thing here is the fact that he was completely burnt out, felt like he needed a change, and now we bought his time back. And not only that, with his time back, he's able to get back into the rhythm of things, be creative again, and really figure out what the next steps are for his business. But we're going to let the man say it himself. Domenico, why don't you tell us a little bit more about your experience, bro, and why you even decided to join our program in the first place outside of all the other programs that are out there?
So the reason I decided to go with Learn to Cut was because I was really trying to articulate my skill with the shear cutting. I was like really in love with the mullets and really trying to get into my pixie cuts. I I saw Learn to Cut on Instagram, and I talked to Dawson, and
Yep.
Dawson kind of let me know what was going down and like how the program was. And it was definitely something to think about. And after I talked with my lady and I was like, yo, it was definitely a risk. And I really think like, if you want to make it to that next step in life, you have to be able to take those risks. So it's like, if I want
1000%.
to better myself, I want to get to that next level, I got to be able to do this. So I took it, I signed off with Dawson and I joined, and it was definitely one of those things that was, it was scary, but it was good, because it actually felt like I had something to work for again. Whenever it kind of felt like I got like like I was kept going and then I got stagnant. It just felt like I was
Yes.
waking up, cutting hair, and then just going back home and then recording my content. It was just like I didn't feel like I was learning. I didn't feel like I was growing. And then I was looking at my haircuts and I thought they were good, but I didn't understand why they didn't look great. Like why didn't they look like how you see them on Instagram? Like they look nice, but I want to get that like that
Next
Instagram, and
level. Yep.
that's the reason I
Exactly.
joined Learn to Cut, was because I felt like they hit all corners of that, like with the social media branding and the shear cutting that I wanted. It was all that in one spot.
I love it. So let me ask you this, bro. Like a lot of people might be in a similar position, right? What you explained was exactly the rut I was in my career, which is like the hamster in the hamster wheel. Like you're
Hmm.
you're 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 making good money. Like 5,500, bro, was decent enough, right? But
Yeah,
then
yeah,
you're feeling like unfulfilled, right? You're like this hamster in the hamster wheel, cutting every single day. You're not really seeing growth, but you're making decent. You're comfortable, right? Like, what was the breaking point for you to be like, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm not happy what I'm doing, and like I got to take it to the next level. What was that breaking point? What was the reason behind why you did that?
it was a multitude of things. One of the main reasons was I was like losing clientele. Like I was hearing
Mm,
clients like, "Oh man, like I really like you. I really like the way you cut, and I'm willing to pay you extra. I just can't get in." So I just went to somebody else that has more availability, and kind of felt like it was just like toppling up on itself. And
right,
like you said, it was good because it's like, oh, I'm living decent enough. It feels good, but it was in the constant, just feeling tired and overwhelmed, losing the clientele, and then not only that, we were moving in December, and it was like a super nervous thing because we wanted to like upgrade into our lifestyle. We wanted to get a nicer place. We wanted to live in a nicer area, so it means more money. So it was something that I was like super nervous about going up into, but it was something that I knew that I needed money to do this, because if I had to take
right,
time off to move, I I need to make money, you know what I mean? So it was,
absolutely.
I just it the money was good. It was the time I was lacking. It was like
Mm,
I was okay with whatever the money was. It was just the time was just so consuming. Like I felt like I was waking up and I would just run straight to the barbershop. Man, no lie, there were, and I hate to even say this, but there were like some days where I would just even like forget to shower because I'm so tired and exhausted to beat
yeah,
from the day.
yeah.
I would just sleep,
Dude,
man.
I'm so glad you said that. Some people would be afraid. Bro, I remember. I know exactly what you mean by that.
Oh,
And it
it's
sucks to say,
embarrassing
but
to
it's like
say.
you're so
You know,
tired, right? It's like
yeah,
embarrassing, but it's like, dude, you were
exactly.
exhausted.
It's
12-hour
just
days. You're like the last thing you want to do is spend time in the shower. You need time for yourself.
exactly. You get home at 11, 12 o'clock. You're like, fuck, I got to edit these videos. I got to eat. I'm like, I just want to sleep. So then,
Yep.
and then I only had Sunday off at that time. So it felt like anything I wanted to do Sunday in my personal life, mental life, or anything outside of that, I was so physically drained from the week that I couldn't even get out of bed. So it was just so consuming in my mental. And I was like, I need to change this. Like, I don't care.
Absolutely.
I need to get more time onto me and focus on that.
Yeah, and to be honest, the cost, this is very important. The cost of you feeling that way is just not worth it. Like sure you're comfortable, but you then
Mm,
become a slave within the industry, a slave within it. You just have a job that you have no control, or you're kind of like a prisoner of life, right? So,
exactly.
and I think a lot of people feel that way. It's just like, yeah, so what would you say to that individual like now that you took that big chance, right? It's not easy, right? It's a scary thing to take that big chance of like I'm going to invest in myself. At what point did you realize like holy shit, okay, now I understand what like the roadmap to get to where I need to get to? What was that breaking point for you of like being like no, I trust these guys and I know this is going to work for me?
So, dude, John, oh my God, shout out John Lloyd, man. He's been like the greatest coach ever, bro. This guy is like the GOAT, real talk. So, when I was talking to him about the price raise, he was really pushing to me to go even higher than what we were originally intending for. But I was like letting him know about my move in and just like how nervous I was. Like, I needed to grow in money, but I couldn't afford to lose money because if it went down, that was going to be really bad because
Yeah, yeah. Break the
it,
business. Yeah.
you know what I mean? I needed to go up. So it was a super tough time. And it was a little difficult too because I was going up during the holiday season. So it could either go really, really well or it could go not so well. So I was really nervous and I explained all that to John. I was like, I'm really scared. I don't really know what to do. And dude, he assured me, he was like, all right, well then let's run numbers. And he ran me my numbers and like sat there with me, showed me how much I was making monthly, showed me how much I would make if I upped it 15, showed me how much I would make if I upped it 10, said that, let me know that, going up from that 30 to the 40, like you see that you start to lose those people who don't really care about how they look and they're willing to pay that price to cut their hair. So he ran all those numbers for me, and once he ran that down, I was looking at it. It I don't remember it exactly, but I remember with the $10 price increase, I could lose like 20, 30 clients, like you said, and gain $1,500. So it was so easy for that, And once
Yeah.
I saw that, I was like, why haven't I gone up? I'm just holding myself back.
Wow. And so that's the thing, right? It's like your business was telling you were ready for that price raise. And then John Lloyd was telling you to do it. And that's the scariest part because you're like, well, I haven't done it. What if I lose clients? What happened right after you did it? So now I want to talk to Domenico. He raised his prices. What transpired after that?
Dude, everything was up. I didn't lose any clientele. Uh, I only had one client give me a rebuttal on it, but I really didn't take it
Yep.
personal. He was like, he's the one to come in Louis Vuitton, driving the Beamer with
They're
the
the
Louis.
worst ones. They're
You
usually
know,
the
I was
worst
like,
ones, dude.
what are you complaining about? So
Yeah.
I had no complaints on my clientele. Matter of fact, they were pushing it, and I still even get tipped on top of that. So it's insane. I really wasn't expecting that. I thought people were just going to pay me my 40 and just cut it at that, but they're tipping me. They're still coming. The books feel amazing, and now that I also have Sunday and Monday off, it feels so much better to have, like, I'm able to work on things on the back end. So the shop is so much
Wow.
cleaner. My towels are clean. The
Wow.
paper's clean, content going, recording all that. So it's been amazing, man. Everything's been going up. To be honest,
I love it,
I
dude.
loved
That's
it.
that's incredible. So Domenico before burnt out, didn't really know what to do with branding, didn't really understand how to get his time back. This version now has figured out pretty much his skill set, right? He has a very good understanding. Talk to me a little bit more about where you're at now after going through the program. Like how much is, even on an emotional level, like do you feel like you feel better about your skill set? Where's your understanding of branding at? Like do you feel like your Instagram has grown? Do you have do you know what to do now with your social media and even your business side of things? Like, do you have a good understanding now on how to get your time back and be able to grow your business financially?
100%. So I'm currently still working on that, building up on my social media. Right now, I stepped away and I'm building that kind of the 75 hard, what we were talking about,
Yes.
just kind of building up
Yep.
that content. And I really want to attack that full throttle. But the main thing that I gained from this was actually from you, the icky guy. That helped me gain. I have straight tunnel vision on what I want in my business now. I didn't know if I wanted to be the celebrity barber, the education barber, the hype barber, the barber expo barber, and there's so many like outlets you can go in this industry. I didn't know exactly where I wanted to go, and I had like a general direction, but with Ikigai it gave me exactly where I want to go. So now I created a nice little pyramid scheme for my 2025 to create my own business and my own barbershop, to start working towards my own LLCs and start building my own things, and currently working on that education. I also am looking for a video editor
Editor.
and yeah, a photographer and a videographer. So that way I could
I
just
love
kind of
that you say that. I love that you say that because you now have noticed and realized how increasing your time does so much more for your business and financials. You now understand the leverage of money to be able to invest in an editor, get your time back to focus on the other aspects of your business. And
and that
that's the tough part, right? It's the scarcity mindset. People are just too afraid to invest. But once you get into this rhythm and you realize, like after doing the program, you're like, That's all you want to do. You want to feel this feeling of growth consistently, right?
Mhm.
So I love that you said that. Like, let's touch a little bit more on that. So now you're thinking of getting an editor. What else?
No, I'm thinking of doing the editor. The sheer hit work has gone amazingly. I've kind of figured out the ins and ends of the square, the triangle, the round. I'm still working on it. On we're never
Right.
finished educating ourselves, but I feel like I have
Yeah.
so much more of an educate, like so much more of an understanding of
Mindset.
it, to
Yep.
where it's just muscle memory. I feel like
Absolutely.
these cuts that used to come in to where I felt like I was able to do it, but at the end still felt disorganized. Now I'm able to blow dry style and got that Instagram finish. Now, really, it's just I'm trying to work on just taking back as much as my time as I can to, like you said, building that money. I feel like I got caught in that hamster wheel of like, oh, if I cut 20 heads a day, if I cut 30 heads a day, if I do this many heads a day, I can make so and so. But in reality, you can only do like 8 and you can
So many
make
heads.
just
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you don't have to do as much. So I just got kind of tired of just overworking myself to the point where I just was gonna drop. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And
Yep.
I love it this way, man. It's been so much more amazing.
I love it, man. So now the people that are following you, dude, people that obviously are going to connect with you through Instagram, um, what can we expect from Domenico, in 2025?
Oh man, dude, I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna be a crazy change, dude. Man, the content I got coming, yeah, some big changes, bro. Big changes, big changes. Yeah,
I
I'm
love
working
it,
on
dude.
some
What's
great
the,
stuff.
what's the Instagram, and also Domenico, where for people that want to follow you, where are you located? So maybe you got some local barbers out there that could connect with you.
Yeah, man, tap in, guys. Not the average barber, and I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. So let me know. Let me know. I
I
love
love it,
it.
man.
Yeah.
Last question, dude, because again, I want to say something again because before we end it here, I think it's incredible to see your growth, bro. And I commend you for taking that leap of faith initially. It's usually the scariest thing. It was my scariest thing when I went to London. So I know exactly that fear, especially when you've never taken, I've never invested that much maybe into your own business. But I'm so glad now that your mindset is open out. Now you have a growth plan and an action plan of literally what to do step by step to get you to the next level. If I was to ask you, dude, how do you make more money? You could literally dissect it from A to Z on how you'd be able to do it, which gives you
No.
literally the journey on the steps required to do it. Um, but I can't wait to see what's going to happen in 2025. I know there's going to be incredible things coming from you. And last but not least, I want you to, a question I have is, for people that are thinking about joining the program, what would you say to them that are like considering it but haven't taken that leap? What would you tell them?
the Just as I was in when before I joined the program, if you want to get to that next level and you see people like you, Alexi, and you see people like John, and you see like, oh, I want to be there, you have to put yourself in the risks to get there. That's what I've realized my entire life. It's
Yep.
about the risks, and even if this gets tough, enjoy that journey. You
Yep.
have to.
And here I will add something to that. The risk of not changing, bro, would have costed you way more than the risk of potentially spending this money, right? And it not working out. The
Man.
risk was worth is worth the risk of you potentially trying, and this program was bullshit, let's just say, than you
Mhm.
having to go through how you're feeling for another year. Think of who you would end up feeling burnt out doing the same thing over and over again for another year. That was what the pain was so much that you're like, I'm willing to risk this. And I
Exactly.
think that's what it really comes down to, right? It's like, what is the risk of you staying the same for another 6 months to a year?
And I couldn't do that. You can't get caught in the hamster wheel. That's
Yep.
why
You said
I joined LTC. I think that's why everybody else joins. We all get caught in that hamster wheel, and it kind of was humbling for me because I felt like I'm not saying I'm a successful barber, but I'm a
it. Yeah.
barber that's able to pay his bills and put food on his plate,
Yep.
and I still got caught in that. I felt like, oh, I was gonna grow, 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 but even as a growing barber, you still hit these stumbles in the road where now, dang, I have too much clientele. What do I do?
Yep.
Those are things you don't expect when you're in barber school. You know what I
It's
mean? I
true.
wasn't.
Yeah, because you're
Yeah,
making good money. You're like, I'm making more than I ever did. You don't
yeah,
think about these things because you're like, well, I've always wanted to get clients. I'm fully booked. But then you get stuck. Then you're doing the same thing over and going. A year goes by, 2 years goes, but nothing's changing. Your income isn't growing by that much, and you
exactly.
realize you're like, holy shit. What they don't calculate is like, what am I living for? Am I living for my business? The whole point of opening a business is that you have more control over your life. But what tends to happen is a lot of people open businesses not realizing they're an employee within their own business.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, man. Domenico, thank you so much for that. I think someone will find a lot of value in it, bro. And we cannot wait to see what happens for you in 2025, brother. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
bro. And we'll keep in touch. Oh, man.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
brother.
you.
We'll keep in
All
touch.
right.
Take care, bro.
Have a good one, man. Be safe out there.
Yes, sir.